Good evening, my YouTube family. On this video, I'm going to be going to sleep. I'm ready for bed, but got one more video in me before the night ends. This video is about what is the greatest gift you can give to someone else. We just had Christmas and New Year's, and we had a lot of gifts being exchanged, and it's beautiful, it's cool. I got some awesome gifts, I gave some awesome gifts, and I love the culture and the philosophy behind it. Fine. But the giving of a physical gift is one way, okay? It's one way to express appreciation and express love. And some people, that's their love language. Beautiful. But I believe that a more consistent way that you can give gifts to another individual, and the greatest gift you can give to another individual, is you. The greatest gift you can give to another individual is you. Your authentic voice, your authentic truth, your authentic self. No walls, no games, no manipulation, no agenda, just you. This, in this day and age, giving you is a rare thing. Giving gifts is easy, okay? You go to the store, you order something on Amazon, it's easy. Sure, it shows intention, it shows that you're thinking about someone beautiful. But you want to know what's hard? Really, really hard? And takes balls, and takes courage and honesty and introspection and going against the grain. You want to know what is really uphill, an uphill climb? Being yourself. Because we live in an epoch right now where everything is teaching us and brainwashing us to be better or different than what we are. Teaching us that the feelings we're feeling are not okay. And we've been brought up like this for years, decades. So the most courageous thing you can do is to be you. What does that mean? What does that mean to be you? We all have different homeostases when we're, if that's a word, homeostases that we're in when we're in a social situation, or on a phone call, or with our partner, or with a best friend, or with a friend, or with a family member. We all have a place that we come from. Most people, okay, if my calculations are correct, are coming from a place of not being enough, of fear of judgment, of wanting to be liked, a combination of all three, or maybe some other little different ones in there. Fear of not being enough, and that agenda is literally running the show. It literally dictates the words that are coming out of that individual's mouth. Sometimes it's very, very unconscious. And what lies in the shadows, aka our unconscious, is not necessarily something that we can just transcend overnight. We have to slowly become aware and slowly become conscious of it before we can transcend it. But oftentimes it is conscious, and you can literally watch yourself do it. You can watch yourself say something from that place. So, what is authenticity? Authenticity is expressing what it is that you're going through, what it is that you're feeling, what it is that is your truth, regardless of what that other person is going to think of you. And this is how you find your tribe. You find your tribe by being authentic. And then the people who can't handle your authenticity, if you're too big for them, if you're too weird for them, if you're too outside of the box for them, if you're too honest for them, they'll fade away. And you keep being authentic in your interactions, and eventually you sift through all of these people and you find some true, deep, loving, caring relationships. And they will always evolve and always change, right? But being authentic is a you have to train yourself to be authentic. And it's not about being rude or being a dick, because there is such a thing as grace, and there is such a thing as having social etiquette and being a likable person, right? It's not like we're just supposed to be, you know, we still want to be a little strategic in the way we go through our lives if we want to be successful entrepreneurs or successful partners. You know, it's not like you just throw strategy out the window and just say everything that comes to your mind. There is an art here, and authenticity is a little bit of an art. But when it matters, you know, when it really matters, being authentic is one of the hardest things to do, and one of the most rewarding, and it makes life more simple. So the biggest gift you can give to anyone is your authenticity. It's your truth. And there will be a voice inside of you that says the exact opposite. It will tell you that the exact opposite is true. It'll tell you that everything but your true voice is what is right. Everything but your truth is what is needed in the moment in order to keep the peace, in order for this person to like me or to accept me. And it's ironic because the times, generally speaking, we are most accepted and most respected when we're authentic, even if that authenticity is pathetic. And I use quotes there because really nothing is pathetic. But my point is, if you're feeling nervous and sad and twisted up inside and scared and like a little boy, right? That would be something that could be deemed or viewed as pathetic or less masculine. And that would be a time where you would really have a hard time at being authentic, because that's how you feel is very vulnerable. But the thing is that when expressing that truth, right? Saying, wow, this is how I feel. Wow, this is how I feel. And how do I feel now? Well, I feel pathetic. I feel like a kid. I feel scared. I feel that type of behavior of just always coming into yourself and saying, how do I feel? How do I feel? Wow, I feel terrified. That is hard and extremely rewarding and extremely simplifying for life. So the greatest gift you can give to me, to your friends, I don't know about family, you know the expression. First, the expression is like, if you think you're enlightened, just go home for Christmas dinner or something. Go home and sit with your family for Christmas dinner. And it's true, you know, being authentic around family is one of the hardest things possible. Or if you are authentic, you're going to break a lot of eggs because you're going to yell at a lot of people and tell off a lot of people. And chances are your parents are not eating organic eggs, which is part of the problem. So, aside from the family aspect, right, let's just talk about in business interactions and social interactions and phone calls and client sessions. That authenticity is the greatest gift. It is a rarity. It is a commodity. If you can be authentic, you are as valuable as gold in this era that we live in right now. You want to separate yourself from the masses? Be authentic. You want people to trust you? Be authentic. You want people to respect you? Be authentic. So, we have another year until next Christmas, and you can give a gift every single day to a friend, to a person on the street, to a client, to a boss. You can be authentic. And I just want to reiterate here, being authentic doesn't necessarily mean that you tell people off or that you say, you look like an idiot, you're an idiot. Be authentic with what you feel, okay? So one route that maybe an unconscious mind would adopt after listening to this video would be seeing someone who they don't like and saying, hey, I don't like you. Okay, that's one route. Clearly that's not what I'm talking about. Another route would be going up to that person and saying, wow, man, you really trigger me. You trigger me and you make me feel this way. You make me feel like I have anger towards you, and it's not something I want to have. And I just want to tell you that you trigger me, okay? And it's got nothing to do with you. It's just you trigger me, right? That's a beautiful route to take, and it's a beautiful way to create an opening with someone. So authenticity exists on a spectrum. You're not going to be able to just wake up and be authentic. We don't know ourselves fully yet. That is what this path is. It's a path towards learning what our authentic voice is. And it takes time, discipline, effort, intention, detox, meditation, some sort of spiritual practice to really find that authentic voice. We have a lot of voices in this head and in this body. And over time, when we shed the bullshit, we find something deep inside that's aligned with our belly, with our heart, with our brain and our mind and our third eye and our intuition. And that becomes our authentic voice, and it's constantly changing. So, but there are people who don't really know what their authentic voice is yet. They're looking for it, they're finding it, they're searching for it. And that's okay. It's on a spectrum. How authentic can you be in the inauthenticity? How authentic can you be in the inauthenticity? Someone can have no idea who they are and sit there and say, I don't even know who I am. I don't even know what I want. I don't know what I believe in. I don't know what my voice is. I don't know what I'm supposed to do here on this planet. Respect to that dude. Kudos to that dude. Start with where you're at. Always start with where you're at. All you can do is start with where you're at. If confusion is your homeostasis, well, that's your authenticity right there. Confusion. But what we don't want to do, if you're on a path of truth, is create layers and stories and protection mechanisms around those things that we know we feel, around our authenticity, in order to be something that we're not, right? So we feel a certain way of hurt, and then one thing that we can do as individuals, especially as if you're a man, is to do everything in your power to create a persona that's the exact opposite, or the exactly what that thing is not. Right? So if someone feels very, very weak and vulnerable and sad and has a void in their being, a common masculine route of handling that would be to create a wall and a barrier and a character that's the exact opposite. So a machismo has everything under control, knows it all, gets it all, you know, walking around, running the show, being the man, right? That is a response to that pain, which then makes that individual actually a slave to that pain. They are more a slave to that pain than the individual who's crying helplessly in their bedroom because of that pain. They're more a slave to that pain than the individual who sits there and says, I am fucking helpless. I don't know what to do. This pain is overwhelming. This pain makes me feel like a child. Because it's an inauthentic character that is built around a wound. And even, okay, we all do this. We all do this. And in many ways, we do this unconsciously. And in many ways, these protections are a way of survival. So often, always, there's no judgment. But often, these mechanisms at one point in time were crucial. But if one is on a path of truth, then these mechanisms no longer serve us, because they are a ceiling. Something that is a wall or protection or a response to pain is always a ceiling in our life. A ceiling meaning we can't strive higher. We can't go anywhere until we break that whole thing apart. So, the biggest gift you can give tonight, tomorrow, the next day, is your authentic voice, no matter how pathetic or sad or anything it may be. Give it.
Summer in the hills, those hazy days I do remember. We were running still, had the whole world at our feet, watching seasons change. Our roads were